guys, here it is. Episode 4 already canceled. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, whatever.
Cause it's going down. Welcome back, episode 4, guys. We're gonna jump right into it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. We're gonna keep this going as long as you guys love it. And we're loving these comments, man.
Yes,
these
sir.
these comments and this feedback, man, we're loving it. We are absolutely loving it. So today we got a few new things going on. Sal, you know they're opening up two car washes in our area. We live in a very small town. We got 2 car washes opening up. What do you think about that?
It's going to be real fun. Show me the money.
Yes. Yes. It's going to be
good for business.
Yes, it's very good for business. All you detailers out there who kind of feel like maybe the car wash is your competition, maybe it's taken away from your business, maybe you need to reconsider the type of detailing you're doing or the level of work you're doing. So there's a separation there. You know what I mean? So you're not on the same level as a car wash. There's some detailers that's their thing. You know, the car washes.
Shout out to them.
And shout out to them. And that's a business model that we necessarily don't follow. At times we do, because we really don't turn down money. But there's certain guys that just do certain things and they keep certain limitations on it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I tell people all the time, if I were to start from the bottom right now, I would probably just do car washes.
Keep it simple.
Keep it very simple and slowly integrate more into my business as my technical abilities kind of, as I step my game up, then I would kind of go more into the detailing, because car washes, you can make easy money. It may not be a lot of money, but when you're starting out, you could get some good, consistent money. You know what I mean?
Easy.
Yes, very easily. You just learn a few techniques of how to wash a car effectively and fast, and make it look better than what these car washes are doing. You could even do a comparable price point at some of these, because some of these car washes are like $50, for a wash. If you're just doing exterior work, $50 is not bad, especially if you're just starting out.
I think I seen something with chemical guys. They're doing a car wash, and I think their thing's around $40, $50, $60.
Oh yeah, see, and I don't think theirs is not a hand wash. I want to say they're using the things that go around and tear the cars up. So, car wash is moving in. We got 2 of them, both on each side of town. So, some cars are going to need some correction. Some cars are going to need some oxidation removal. Some cars are going to need some damage reconditioning, because, as you guys know, a lot of these drive-through car washes have heavy alkaline or heavy acidic wheel cleaners and APCs that they're using. So what happens is, once these degreasers and stuff start to deteriorate the vehicle, that's when they call us up. So most of our clients already know. They've known prior to us even being their detailer that they don't want the car wash service. They're not about that. They want a more safe approach and a more gentle technique when dealing with their vehicles. So not something we're worried about. I'm actually kind of excited about it. There's nothing wrong with car washes, guys. So when people say car washes versus detailing, it should be 2 separate things.
It's just a step in the process of detailing.
And don't get intimidated when people say, "Oh, do you guys do car washes?"
Put your ego aside.
Yeah, because you do technically do car wash. You're washing the car. I know some detailers out there don't wash the car. They'll tell the client, "Okay, can you have the car washed prior to me getting there? Because I'm only going to do this, this, and this, and this." We like to do the wash even if we're doing correction, because we want to make sure that the decon was properly done. We want to make sure we're not outsourcing anybody to do our washes prior at this time. Further down the line, that is one of the things that we're probably going to be going over to, is referring our friends and colleagues in the industry to take care of the wet work and the decon stages and the clay, pretty much all the prep prior to the polish, and just because it's time consuming for us.
And then we just jump straight into the detail.
Yeah, then we jump into the detailing of the vehicle. So there's a bunch of different ways and business models you could have, and this is something we talk about. We go into this deep in our School in Them training. So if you guys are interested, reach out, DM us, let us know. All the guys that have taken it, they all know, how to set up your business model, your target marketing, how to get your clientele, your demographic, all of those things to control your business and take it to where it wants to go. Because there's a lot of guys who don't even know what direction they want to take their business in, and this gives it a good breakdown. We can kind of show you like the good things about it, the bad things about it, how you want to do it, because we've done pretty much everything. Fleet work, high-end custom collections, vintage collections, lowriders, hot rods, you pretty much wet sanding,
Disasters.
Industrial, trailers, you name it, we've done it. So we can kind of tell you what works for us, the good and the bad, what maybe you don't want to get in, what maybe some things that you may want to consider prior to getting into where it is that you think you want to go.
We haven't done airplanes.
Yes.
Don't.
I don't think we're not pushing to get into the aviation.
No way.
We don't even really like doing RVs. So we make exceptions here and there. But again, if the situation was right
Yes.
and the terms were right,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like I said, we don't like to pass up on money. We are businessmen. So yeah, car wash is coming in. I'm kind of excited for it. The crazy part is me and Sal, we be running our cars. We run our cars through these car washes.
Sure do.
You know what I mean? Say, hey man, I had to take it through so and so. And we tell our clients, sometimes
We only do
yeah.
touchless.
Yeah. Sometimes the clients, if they're going to Disneyland, they're going out of state, sometimes they go to Las Vegas driving their vehicles, and they just cannot go another day without getting it washed, and say we're not, they're not going to be home for a few days. They call us and they say, hey, Joel, what would you recommend? Or Sal, what should I do about this? We either provide them with the kit prior to them leaving, so they have something on hand to maintain it themselves, or we can recommend, something close to them or a touchless service that we feel would be adequate for their vehicle. But we also do let them know you're probably going to get some sort of damage on the vehicle. Like it's almost non-preventable when you're going through a drive-through car wash. Something is probably going to happen. Since we're kind of on the subject of business model and operations a little bit, let's talk about a hot subject that's coming out right now. It's been kind of on the bubble for a minute. People have been talking about him, and I've heard a few here, a few there. But let's watch the video, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Are you overwhelmed by the logistics of delivering outstanding mobile service to customers? Mobile service is the future, but your current technology tools are holding you back. You have to manage customer appointments manually over the phone while trying to minimize technician drive time without upsetting customers. And you have to constantly communicate with both customers and techs to keep everyone on the same page. This often leaves customers underwhelmed, confused, and frustrated. You need a system that delights customers while making your life easier. Meet Zippity, the only fully integrated all-in-one operating solution built by and for automotive mobile service professionals. Let Zippity be the motor that drives your mobile business to new heights.
Got some heavy buzz phrases in that one. The most generic one that I cannot stand is for detailers by detailers. Like, it's just so like cliche. Like, I've heard that in every industry.
First thing I want to say, there's a lot of bozos out there, right? So detailing, there's something for everything, and detailers will get it. They can have something that says door jamb cleaner.
Yeah.
Designated door jamb cleaner, but like, oh, I got this door jamb cleaner. It works great on the door jam.
Yeah. There's some.
This here,
Yeah.
no different. No different whatsoever.
Yeah. They definitely get a lot of these detailers, man. They get them on. They're just getting them. They're just getting you guys. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the industry that is unnecessary. It's all about capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the paper. It's about the money. You know what I mean? So if somebody kind of has an idea and can create a problem and then create a solution for that made up problem and then sell it to you,
Got you.
Yeah, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. As you guys can see right here, detailing apps. This is like the new wave of what everybody thinks is going to be the game changing Everyone thinks this is going to be
It's gonna
that.
solve all your problems.
Yes, it's good. Oh, my business is going to be taken care of. Oh, you're telling me I don't got to book the clients anymore? They do it automatically. Oh, pricing is already set up. Like all I got to do is put in my pricing, this and that, and set up my options, and they do everything, and it corresponds to my staff, and it corresponds to the client.
Be careful what you
No.
wish for.
No, that's not the way it works. You still need an operator. These apps may save some time here and there. These apps may bring some solutions to the operation, but don't for 1 minute, guys, think that these apps are going to do all of your bookkeeping, all of your scheduling, all of your rescheduling, all of your time management, all of your resource management.
All the things people suck at.
Yes. Because if you don't understand those foundations to begin with, an app is going to do nothing for you. It's like you having a brand new Rupes polisher, but you've never polished. That's not going to make you. You still got to know technique. You still got to know, you know what I mean? You got to know paint. You got to know the system you're working with. You got to know a lot of things. There's a lot that goes into these apps that people are not understanding until they get the app and they're paying for the app. And some of these apps, I've heard of one of them like $250.
Yeah.
Oh, a month. So, and then they're, of course they're doing the whole, then you could even leave an option for your customer to leave a Google review for you and this and that. You know what I mean? Like all the gimmicks are being pulled out with these guys. So don't get it twisted. Don't think that this is going to make your job easier. It'll make your job easier if you already know how to do that stuff and you know how to handle it and hold it down.
But then if you do, why you need the app?
Exactly. And we've had this conversation with a lot of different detailers at a lot of different levels. Like Serrano is one of the guys who's just like, I don't need an app, man. Like an app is just, we're the same way. We don't need an app. We're organized. Like we do this like the back of our hand. Like for instance, yesterday, we had rain Friday and Saturday. My clients on Thursday, I let them know that it's going to rain Friday and Saturday. So if we did their car on Thursday, hey guys, I know it's going to rain Friday, Saturday. Do you guys want to hold off or do you want to keep it? They said they wanted to hold off. So when we were booked Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, between that, we had 12 clients that need to get rescheduled. Let me see an app reschedule 12 clients on a limited schedule and place them properly and rearrange everything for me. That's going to be efficient, not only for me, but it's also not going to be exhausting for me, en route, operationally and staff wise, and I'm really good at scheduling. So to be able to reschedule 3 days of a full schedule with, and all these clients are mobile. One of them was not mobile. So the rest of them are mobile. So to be able to reschedule that many is a very difficult thing to do. And I can guarantee that app cannot do that within our time restraints and our operating hours. But I was able to do it because I'm able to make exceptions within the schedule itself and directly speak with the clients and see what works best for them. So, and we did all of these, we rescheduled all of them within 6 days. So they're not waiting 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. Like these are clients that have already been waiting a month. And now they only have to wait another week or so, and they're okay with it.
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point. You said you're very good at scheduling. That is a skill. That is a talent that takes time and experience to grasp.
Yes.
I think a lot of folks don't really understand that. It's just they don't take that into consideration. So if you're late, missing appointments, you suck at it.
Yeah, and you want to look at it from a business perspective, guys. That's a few $1,000s on the table right there. If I don't get that stuff rescheduled, and if I don't get those clients taken care of as soon as possible, and I'm not giving them great customer service and giving them options based off of availability, based on upcoming availability, that's money that could potentially just be gone. You know what I mean? This is money that's on the table for us, ready to get done, but obviously weather not permitting, we have to make arrangements but at the same time, keep the client engaged in the process and what's happening. Actually, while I was rescheduling one of the clients, he actually added another vehicle. So we're actually going to be making more money. You know what I mean? You asked me if the app's going to do that. Again, having to reschedule, 12 different appointments within 3 days, getting them all rescheduled, getting them all locked in within 6 days, and then also adding an additional vehicle, so adding more income. That's managing your business.
Hey, and guess what they want to add on? A car wash.
Oh yes, a car wash. Yes, there's a car wash added to that too. So
No problem.
Yes, we can wash your car while we're there. Why would you not? Oh, well, we only detail.
Okay.
Shut up with that. So I'll take that money. So, and the owner of this specific app actually sat down and talked with me, and I told Sal, I was like, "Oh, you're gonna take the call with them?" I said, "Man, I don't know if I want to do. I don't know if he wants to do that," because he kept pushing me. Hey Joel, let's have a meeting. Let's have a meeting. I said, I don't think he wants that. I don't think he
My
wants
man
that.
hurt his feelings.
Yeah. So we take the call. I say, okay, all right. How do you do this? Is this available? Is this available? Do we have this available on the app? How would I go about this? How would I go about that? A lot of questions with no answer. So I immediately knew, okay, well, my talents have already exceeded what this app's capabilities are, so there's no need for it. Before you guys waste your money on this, I would at least try to do this stuff manually from a business management standpoint. Try to hold down your resource management, your time management, your scheduling tools on your own, because this is just a tool. All it is a tool to help you maybe be more efficient when I can guarantee right now we're already more efficient based off of our tracking system and what we do and our logging
Guarantee.
than what this can give me. And we'll probably do it in a faster amount of time just because we're so experienced doing it. These are things that we've done day in and day out for, for decades between the two of us.
If you're having issues with these type of things, reach out to us.
Yes,
we talk about this in the school and them training.
Yeah, our consulting line. We can do it over the phone. There's lots of options. And one of our alumni, Danny's Auto Detailing, was having a big issue because he uses an app. He uses a different app, and it's working well for him. But he was also realizing, okay, what I'm doing, my time management and my resource management and my scheduling is out of whack. I need to make adjustments in order to maximize my earning potential, because there was a point where, we all know there's only, maybe 10, 12 hours in a working day if you want to work that much, but you're limited to the amount of work that you can do within that time frame. So you got to get creative and figure out how to maneuver and maximize your money within that amount of time.
A lot of issues that could happen. Like, you say you got an open day and someone books for 1 o'clock, or you know what I mean. Someone books for 12 o'clock, and then another person books for 10 o'clock. Like, there's things in place that the app just can't fix.
Yeah, and there needs to be some form of foresight in planning as you're scheduling. So if you plug into an app, okay, we have these time slots available every single day, you're gonna have some discrepancy somewhere down the line. Because if you're with the client and they're like, hey, you know what I mean? Say for instance, you get there, then they walk through the car. Oh, you didn't do such and such. Oh, that wasn't included.
You didn't check that box.
And they want to add on to it. And now you're sitting there with your phone. Oh, but look, you didn't do this or you didn't do that and this and that. Now you're arguing with the client over what they did or didn't do on an app. It's like, while you're there in person, you know what I mean? Now you're compromising your customer service, which just looks bad for me. But back to the Danny story, even using his app, we had to go back to old school scheduling tools and show him how to, kind of like reconfigure things, and gave him a few options. So now he's like, okay, cool. That makes much more sense, Joel. Like, we can definitely work with that. So, we went out and met Danny in San Francisco and said, hey, let's get this in order, because we want to see you help. We want to see you succeed. We want to see you do well. It's the worst thing is seeing guys struggle because they it's not that they don't have the skill set. It's just they haven't opened up the creative part to be able to kind of maneuver in the business and stay a step ahead. You know what I mean? Because you have to allow yourself to grow. Because most of the time when you stop the growth, it's because of you yourself, because you stop learning, or maybe there's a wall that you haven't hit. That's why it's important to have mentors and have the right team and the right people giving advice around you. Bad advice could kill your business. We've said this a million times. We had guys that were not taking same day appointments, and I would have consultations with them like, why aren't you having same day appointments? And they simply said, well, because other detailers say you can't do same day appointments. I said, okay, well, I see where you're at right now, and I see you got a long ways to go, because if you're simply going off of what people are saying and you haven't even tried and you know, like,
who's the business owner?
Yeah. And just for all clarification, this specific app is no
Grand
longer,
opening,
grand closing. So this one is no longer running, but I've seen guys have multiple apps that they're pushing, and now they're going to another app that they're pushing, this and that. And there's some that are really good. There's some that are out there. You know what I mean? I know a lot of guys talk about Jobber, like Revibe really likes Jobber, but also Revibe is a school and training alumni as well. And we sat down with Gian at Revibe, and he builds some of the best setups out there, guys. Specifically for sedans, he's moving on to vans. He does everything now, but he's based out of Oakland, and our boy Gian was having trouble because he didn't know how. And this is a good thing about these alumni that I like to hear is they're having trouble because they're so busy. It's not like, hey, I'm having trouble because I'm slow. These are guys that went to the trainings, that talk to us on a normal basis, that value our feedback, and whose businesses are really thriving. Like, these guys have doubled their businesses. You know, they've doubled their revenue. It's like insane, and I'm so proud of them. But they're both using apps, and this is why I'm not against it. They're both using apps, but they're integrating the information that we've helped them with. You know, Gian was at a point where he's like, I could be losing business because my turnaround times, this and that. So we spoke to him. We said, okay, well, let's break down expected wait times. What are you quoting these clients? What's the time frame you're giving yourself? What does your resource management look like? We gave him a few options, what he can do as far as task force wise, resource management. And obviously that's going to affect turnaround time and delivery. So all of those things integrated with the app allow for success, but there has to be that understanding prior to using the app. You can't leave it on the app to assume that they're going to do all your management tools for you.
Hey, one more thing I want to say about these apps. They try to get you and say, like, we have a checklist so you can't miss anything. That is bull.
Oh, yeah.
Because all that is just a check in the box, just like any checklist.
Yeah.
You just follow the checklist.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just check the box and not do the actual step.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop you from doing anything.
Yeah. So there's compliances that are not going to be in place,
Yes.
obviously,
Yes.
for an app like this. It's always going to be, the bottom line is, it's always going to be left in your hands. And God forbid the app is not working for the day. You know what I mean?
Well, that's another thing that people don't think about. You got to think about the customer service end. When you need some resolution or something.
Oh yes, yeah. The conflict management. Oh yes, the conflict management and resolution. Oh, don't think your app's gonna fix that. I was watching one video the other day, and the detailer was outside of the client's house working on the vehicle. As he's working on the vehicle, he notices something, and he's like, okay. He notices something, and he wants to bring it to the client's attention. So he goes on the app. He's in front of the client's house. He goes on the client is home. He goes on the app, leaves them a message, takes a picture, because this is what the app tells you to do. All you got to do is take a picture, send it to the client, whatever. Takes the picture, sends it on the app. The client gets a notification, but doesn't open it. they're sitting there, the detailer's sitting there like, oh, they haven't responded yet, so I don't know if I should go forward with doing this and that, blah, blah, blah. Basically, end of story is he ended up doing it because he thought the client would want it to get done, which is good from a customer service end. But the client came out and said, oh, no, don't even worry about that. So that detailer wasted another 20 minutes out of their time doing something for free. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. There's things that should be done complimentary, I believe, here and there to ensure that customer service experience. But if you're doing that 3, 4, 5 times a month, now you're working for free. You're doing some, you know what I mean? You're doing a lot of work for free. And that's a problem that could be solved easily through communication, through real world interaction. But once you start going through an app and stuff, you rely on that for everything, for all of your scheduling, for all of your booking.
You forget those tools that you maybe knew before.
Yes. So, and there's always going to be things that don't always come into account too. So for me, if I had all these scheduled appointments and then all of a sudden rain comes, okay, what's this app doing? They're just going to throw them in the first available places that I have in the app set up for my availability. That will not fit our schedule. So it's going to keep pushing them back until it finds a place that works for their time and their availability that's also in sync with ours. So a lot of issues I see here. The app companies, they'll tell you, oh, it's to gain control of your business. I feel like you're giving up a level of control with the business. I trust my salesmanship and I trust my customer service more than I trust that app. And I trust my organization more than I trust that app. Let's just put it that way. But if you don't, I get it. If you're starting out and you're new, be like, hey, okay, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. It may be better for you because maybe that thing is going to reach out a little bit more professional. Maybe that thing is going to, maybe that'll step your game up a little bit. If you're not quite there, maybe you're shy talking to people. Maybe you're more of a tech savvy person and you can learn that and integrate that into your business.
Maybe get it for a month or two.
Yeah,
figure out the tools.
Try it out. See
and
if
say,
you like
okay,
it.
I got it from here.
Yeah, but definitely do your research because they're not cheap. And some of them you have to sign up for 6 months, a year, or 3 months. It's not like, okay, it'll say, oh, you get the first month free, but you got to sign up for 6 months. So don't get scammed. Keep your business simple, especially at the beginning. It's not a necessity. Just like a van is not a necessity. Just like a lot of these fancy equipment and tools is not a necessity. These apps are definitely not a necessity. You could have I started with a little notebook because when you're starting out, you're not getting 35 appointments a month. You're not even getting 10 appointments a month. You're literally getting like 2 appointments a month. This is why I tell people the first couple years, focus on your customer service and focus on your organization and your operations. You learn how to do that and you make it becomes habit and you get a system down. You get all the information you need for every client. You know how to reschedule. You know how to send them reminders. You know how to follow up. You know how to do all of these things in a normal, professional manner. Then it just becomes part of your business operation, and it's normal. It's not extra work. It's just part of it. You send those reoccurring appointment dates, for your maintenance clients. Hey, that's all I got to say about these apps.
Let us know if you were hustled.
Oh, yes.
Let us know how your hustles.
If they got you, we want to hear what it's all about. Like, let's hear the real deal. Like, I want to hear all the broken promises, and I want to hear all, you know what I mean? Or if it did good for your business. We want to hear that too.
Want to know how's it still working out for you? Obviously, this one ain't working.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what happens when this goes down? You know what I mean? Like, are you losing everything in your database if you don't have it, on a hard copy or if you don't have it somewhere else saved into your phone? Like, because it does keep a client history and client information. So I want to know if you only have it plugged into that app, do you still have access or is that backed up somewhere?
That's one thing that would be great about the app, though, the data that it captures.
Oh, I'm sure the data capture would be awesome. Fantastic. But again, you need to know how to utilize that. Yeah. If you don't know how to utilize that, it's basically a feature you're paying for that you don't understand or it's something you don't even need. So bottom line is you don't need any of this. I'm not seeing a lot of and I'm seeing these from mostly mobile guys. Jobber, I see guys that have the fixed locations and stuff. And I think Jobber is more POS system type of, covering everything. And I do believe these do invoices and stuff, but it's not you know what I mean? But yeah, let's get off the subject. This podcast is just to help you. And if you guys don't believe that we help people, I'm going to tell you guys right now. Our boy Papa Smurf out there. Which Papa Smurf is out in Fairfield?
Something like that.
Somewhere around there. So our boy Papa Smurf out there. If you don't follow him, go give Papa Smurf some love. Also, go give Revive some love. Danny's Auto Detailing, shout out. But Papa Smurf got a channel out there. Go check him out. He's kind of local in our area. He's about an hour and a half away. But he was having issues with a Harley Davidson one week. And I said, hey, man, check this out. Just do this. Quit wasting your time. I was watching his stories. And on his stories, he's showing you as he's trying to do. He's like, man, I'm having trouble with this. Man, I'm having trouble with this. And I'm just flipping through. And I'm like, okay, he's having trouble with it. He'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Just like a normal day, as detailers do. But I figured he was going to figure it out already. And let me just text this man the solution right now. So I just texted him, try this and this. Quit wasting your time. Get it done with, brother. Go get some sleep. He sends me a DM. Bro, thank you so much. I can't believe that happened. That was so, how did you know what I mean? Like he was blown away. But guys, when you understand your system of polishing, when you understand what it's capable of doing, I don't think people know the value of that. There's a huge advantage when you understand a system, a polishing system, and you understand paint. And the downside is this only happens with experience. You can have the best of the best, based off of consumers, based off of professionals, based off of manufacturers and makers. But if you don't understand paint and you don't understand polish and you don't understand a system and what their capabilities fully are, there's so many polishes out there and so many different types of paints and so many different types of pads, so many different types of polishers. The combination is endless. So my polishing experience started with Chemical Guys, Meguiar's, Adams, and then I went to Flex, and then I finally went to Rupes. So I've seen the whole gamut pretty much that was available at the time in the detailing world. There's a few other brands out there, but for the most part, they're all kind of similar. Once I started with the Rupes, I kind of understood and figured out how it worked. And then I took a training with Rupes, and that kind of solidified everything. It kind of simplified everything. It made the system so easy. And I'm not saying everybody has to go take Rupes. It just may not be your cup of tea. But the way that it's explained and it's broken down, we didn't go over any of the heavy advanced stuff. We didn't go over rotary work. We didn't go over any of that, which I had been working for years at already. But when it came to, basic enhancements, not deep corrections, not sanding, not the true paint correction stuff. When it came to, the enhancements and the light correction, I would call it, that type of stuff was covered like really, really well and really simplified and really easily.
The guesswork was done.
It takes the guesswork out of it. So in this case, I was seeing my man Papa Smurf over there struggling, and he has his that he likes. You know what I mean? He has his tools and he has his polishes and his pads and stuff that he likes. And this is kind of when you're using polishes from different manufacturers of pads, even when you're using pad and polish coming from the same brand, sometimes they're made different places. Sometimes they're not necessarily configured and designed to work with one another. They're just maybe they're just made at a certain specification and that's it. And then they color code it, whatever it is. But we like the Rupes system. So I told Papa Smurf, hey, do this, and you'll get rid of that. So let's check out right now what experience will allow you to do and the time savings based on your paint condition and the system you're working with. It takes the guesswork out. We remotely helped a friend get what he was looking for without even seeing the car in person, without even touching the car, but we know our system so well, and we've worked on so many types of paint that we were able to help him. So let's check this out.
After I did this side, I was noticing a very slight haze over here on this side of the paint, where I did the fat finishing polish in the orange pad. Just a slight haze. And I actually did a Harley Davidson recently. You guys will see that video when I'm ready to release it. But I recently did a Harley Davidson with black paint, soft paint, and I was getting haze no matter what I did, no matter what combination I used. And the winning combination, shout out to Sal from Details Auto, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but those guys are awesome. But he told me, go ahead and grab the yellow Rubez D8 Fine with a white ultra fine Rubez pad. And that took care of it for me. And this white Rubez polish worked great for me on the Harley. So I decided to give it a try here on this Honda. And it actually works really, really well. Right here is just the D8 Fine from Rubez with the white ultra fine finishing pad. And check out the defect removal I'm getting. No joke. Now that is some soft clear. This is some soft clear right here, guys.
Bada boom.
And that's from understanding. We're not jumping around trying to. What happens is a lot of guys will be in the shop, in their garage, on site on a mobile, and they're trying to find that winning combination that's going to get the job done. But they don't have a system in place. They don't understand. They haven't pushed what they know and the system that they're using. They haven't pushed it to the limits, so they don't even know what it's capable of doing. They haven't tried a small combination first that's kind of a control. We always say set a control. A control is using the same process for maybe your test spot on every different vehicle. Then from there, you're able to gauge because you know what that control is capable of. You know what that control pad, you know what that control polish. Yes, it's a measurement. So from there, you're able to make an assessment based off of the condition, the vehicle, the gear, the paint, all of those things, and the level of correction you're looking for. So with us knowing what he had to do, I said, okay, well, this is what you need to do. Bam, bam, bam. Finish it up. Quit wasting your time. Like I see these guys, oh, I did this, I did. And I've been in arguments with other detailers too who are like, I'm like, why do you have so many polishes? Why are you using so many different? Oh, because one polish doesn't fix everything. Pretty much, if you're good, you can get it done. Because here's the thing, guys, and I'm not saying with everything. If you give a really good experienced person that polishes, one polish with a few different pads that maybe he's never used before, let's just say an aggressive, medium, and fine. With that one polish, he'll be able to do a really, really good job. A really good job. Because he has more techniques in his game than he does products. So what that does is that allows you to refine things through technique opposed to relying on the products. And I always try to find a way to tell people like, hey, you're not better than the product yet. When you get better than the product, that's when you're going to get to the next level. And a lot of these guys get mad because they're like, oh, I've been polishing for 5-6 years. It's like, no, you haven't. You've been doing polishes every once in a while for that 5-6 years. You haven't been doing, you've never done a 12-hour polish. You've never done a 15-hour polish. You've never done you know what I mean? You never sanded down a whole bonnet and roof and done true paint correction, 4-step, you know what I mean? Like 6,000 grit sanding. Like you haven't done that yet. And I'm not saying you have to do that, but that's all experience that other people have that you don't have. So when I hear guys say, oh, I've been polishing this song. Oh, I know. It's like, you don't know until you step into the arena with somebody who really knows what they're doing. It takes years to get that, you know what I mean? And I'm saying that truly from an objective standpoint. Like, it wouldn't matter if I polished a car, if Sal polished a car, if somebody else polished a car. If we did a good job, like, our standard is on good work, period. We don't put the emotional part like, oh, I did it, or it's good for me. Nah, that doesn't fly. It got to be good, period. Like, I want everybody to be like, yo, who did that car? Like, that car is ridiculous. Like, that's winning awards. But that's another level of detailing that most guys in their career, to be honest, won't ever hit. or won't gain the trust to do certain things. You know what I mean? Like show only vehicles where those vehicles are like winning sweepstakes or national awards and stuff like that, or vintage one of one cars, or
Some detailers may not want it.
Yes.
Understandably.
yeah. If you guys simplify your process, understand what's out there, again, I've had discussions with other detailers who are like, oh, there's not one polish does everything. No, there's not. But there's a few that get really close. There's a few that get really, really close that are pad reliant, that have been out on the market for a long time. And one of them is the Last Cut. The Last Cut, if you're nice with polishing, you could probably use the Last Cut from beginning to end. If you're sanding down to a certain grit, like I've sanded down with 2000 and 3000 with that stuff, and I've gone through. I could have gotten a little bit better clarity at the very, very end, but we're talking, you know what I mean? Like, I did finish it off with something else, but for the most part, that was like a 9 out of 10 with that Last Cut. Like, there's some that are out there that are capable of holding it down. But again, if you have less products, you got to have better technique. Technique and experience will always beat the product, hands down. You pair those two together, now you're talking peak performance. And a lot of you guys may think, oh, well, my polishing is good on it is. I'm sure it is. But you're not getting your peak performance. And most people don't know their peak performance until they do it because they've never experienced it before. When you experience that peak performance, you're like, okay, that looks different. That's different. That's a different level. And that's when you actually are growing. That's when you've allowed yourself to kind of open up and say, okay, I really went to another level now. I learned something new. And what I thought I knew, I'm not going to hold on to that anymore. It's time to let that go. Because the resistance and holding on to, oh, this is my process. Oh, it's the best. Oh, it's the best that you have for now. There should always be growth and development. Like for me, it's the best that I do now. We don't do full sanding jobs, and we very rarely we even sand panels anymore. Now we do the refinements on the cars that are already show quality, that are already leveled out, that have already been wet sanded, polished. Now we do the very, very end work. But again, guys, if you guys want to detail, if you guys want to polish and work on that stuff, keep it simple. Get those techniques down and just get some training. The training is probably going to get you there a lot faster than the day-to-day experience, because a lot of you guys maybe not be polishing. And then we got winter coming up, so this is a good time to get yourself a test panel, go in the garage, you know what I mean, mess some stuff up, push some pads, push those machines, really get in there, see what you're capable of doing, see what happens, burn through some paint. You know what I mean? It happens. You're going to burn through paint. You know what I mean? And it's going to happen to a client's car.
The sooner the better.
Yes. It's not going to be fun when it happens, but you're going to bust through some paint, man. You just got to make sure to, have contact with a very good
Get
painter.
your feelings hurt, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it happens. Trust me. It doesn't feel good. It happened to Sal the first time not too long ago, and, we handled it, but it happens. It's part of your progression, and it sucks when it happens, but it happens, But yeah, so yeah, I just want to wrap it up, guys. We want to thank everybody for supporting up to episode 4 so far. It's been good. It's been a fun ride so far.
Real fun, guys.
So,
keep the videos coming.
Yeah.
Hit us up on the IG. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about. We want to see all those funny clips.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're hilarious. Thank you.
We're loving them. All the comments that you guys are leaving on the videos too, all the questions, like keep it up, man. We love it. And if you want to get some of our Fly merch, we got the best merch in the detailing game. For the best detailing merch in the game, go ahead and go to our shop. I'll leave it in the description below. Thank you again, guys. All those proceeds help support this channel and keep things going. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for episode 5. For Jamal and Sal, we're out.